Good evening, everyone, and thank you once again for joining us for our bi-weekly Dharma talk and guided meditation. I'm Vladimir, and I'm the founder of the Blue Lotus Meditation and Mindfulness Center here in Brainerd, Minnesota. And so I warmly welcome you for joining us this evening, whether it's live or whether you're watching on the replay. However you choose to walk your mindfulness path is totally up to you, and we welcome you in any way that suits you best. Today is February 22nd. It is 6:01 p.m. in the central time zone where I am in central Minnesota again, right, in Brainerd. And tonight's topic is stop judging others, right? Letting go of that judgment that when we see other human beings or other situations, how we are, or we may jump, pretty rationally or irrationally or very speedily without understanding what's going on sometimes. So we'll talk about that. But first, our format is starting off with guided meditation. So please go ahead and find yourself into whatever comfortable position works best for you and works best for getting that mind relaxed, your body into position. So let's begin by taking that moment to settle our bodies into those comfortable positions. If this is your first time, more than welcome to experiment. If this is your 100th time, you're more than welcome to experiment. You may close your eyes and keep them slightly open with a soft focus, looking downward, maybe a few feet in front of you, if you choose. Breathe in. Pause. And slowly exhale out through your nose if you like. And breathe in. Pause. And then slowly exhale. While you get into your positions, I invite you to allow that half smile to sit on your face as well. Let it rest there. Allow your spine to lift and your shoulders to soften. Soften your belly as you begin to settle in. Breathe in. Pause. And slowly exhale. Not through your mouth this time. Let's meditate on releasing judgment of others. Recall a time when you made a judgment about someone else. It could be recent, it could be a long time ago. It could be someone you know personally, or someone you know casually, or someone whom you don't even know. Perhaps it was water cooler talk. Maybe it was a news report. Maybe a social media post. The important thing is to recall what you thought of this person. Were these kind and uplifting thoughts about this person? Were they negative or sarcastic? Were they hurtful? It doesn't matter if this person heard your words or these thoughts from you or not. You made an assumption, a judgment about this person without knowing all of the circumstances involved. Breathe in. Pause. Slowly exhale. Now, recall a time when someone made a judgment about you. Perhaps you left work early to attend to a doctor's appointment. Maybe you went to care for an ill relative or a loved one. Think about how you felt when you heard what others had said about you. Were these comments positive or uplifting? Or were they hurtful and untrue? Were these people aware of what was truly the reason for your actions? No, the judgment was made based off of an unknown reason, an assumption. Breathe in. Pause. Slowly exhale. Judgment is the opposite of the beauty we all have within. Judgment removes curiosity. Judgment removes compassion. Judgment removes empathy. When we recognize that a negative judgment is beginning to arise within our mind, instead of the haste we initially allow in, instead begin to allow curiosity to bloom. Allow compassion to grow. Invite empathy within. Breathe in. Pause and breathe out. Go ahead and begin to open your eyes and slowly begin to reorientate yourselves around your surroundings before moving about. And enjoy the moment that we're in for the next few moments before we begin. The Buddha says, do not be the judge of people. Do not make assumptions about others. A person is destroyed by holding judgments about others. And even in the Bible, right? Judge not, lest ye be judged. Most religions that I'm familiar with, anyway, there's a passage of some sort talking about the dangers, the hazards, and the negativity of judging someone else. A lot of religions have that commonality because it's understood. It's realized how dangerous and how unproductive, doesn't help your well-being when we are judgmental about others. So why do we do it? Why do we judge others? And a lot of it has the root to avoid dealing with our own inferiorities and perhaps even shame. And if you remember several talks ago, and certainly mentioned without, shame is a very controlling behavior. And it does not promote well-being. And so we may feel inferior about ourselves, and that is maybe where we feel a little bit of shame. I should have done this. Peers my age have already graduated college, and they're doctors and lawyers, and here I am, not at their level. I should be there. That is a judgment on someone else when we don't know their circumstances, regardless of how well we know them. But let's consider some examples of how we do judge others in other arenas, especially with people that we don't often even know. We make judgments based on political beliefs. Right? You're one party, you're another party. You believe this, you believe that. That's divisive. That's not unifying. We judge people based on their religion. Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, Taoist. Any number of religions, we make judgments based on maybe something we don't completely understand. We make judgments based on sex. That's a man's job. That's a girl's job. Gender identity. Gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender. We make judgments without even knowing circumstances. Sometimes without even wanting to know. Another one is financial status. Rich people get all the luck. Poor people are just beggars. That's a judgment. That's not true. We don't know circumstances that are the cause of where people are. It's important to take a moment to have empathy and compassion towards everyone, including ourselves. And when we develop that compassion and empathy within us, we can certainly have compassion and empathy towards others. A lot of times we make those judgments and we don't even know the person whatsoever. Social media is a prime example of that. Find any posting on any celebrity, you will find some that support, some that do not support. Everyone has an opinion. Chances are they've never even met that person. It's a judgment. And judgment is also a controlling behavior because it doesn't allow us to see the person or that situation for what it truly is or for who that person truly is as well. Situations we don't know what we would do if we were suddenly forced to beg for food just for sustenance, for survival. On the contrary, or on the opposite side, what would you do if you won the Powerball? Right? And you all of a sudden have all these, more money than Davy Crockett. It's a situation too, and that, believe it or not, can be just as hard. Perhaps your long lost cousin Eddie comes out of the woodwork. It certainly has different types of concerns to deal with, but concerns nonetheless. So, judgment is a controlling behavior. It also belittles others as well. racial profiling. Imagine how hard that is. Somebody has a preconceived notion. They've never even met you, never even talked to you. And you've been profiled. It's very belittling. This is just a shell, right? It's just a shell. Our consciousness inside is what that light, what the spirit, what the warmth, what the love truly is. It's criticizing. Judgment is a criticizing behavior. Criticizing is unproductive and does not promote unity. It's not to say that we can't constructively talk about things, situations, or events, but most often we just react, knee-jerk reactions without much of a thought. And it also promotes stereotypes, judgments. Doesn't recognize people for who they truly are. So how do we let go of judgment and embrace the compassion and the empathy that we do have inside of us? So it begins with right thought. Right? We can constructively reflect on our thoughts and actions. Why do I feel this way when I see someone, or I'm in this situation, or I see this post, social media post? Why do I feel this way? Explore it. Like in the guided meditation, judgment removes curiosity. So we have to be aware, I am being judgmental. Let me open my curiosity. And then we have right mindfulness. Right? Are we meditating on our thoughts and actions appropriately? So are they truly reflective of that situation? Or are they just superficial? With no thought. Just very reactive and without depth. And without the depth, there is no love. There is no empathy and no compassion. There's no curiosity without that depth. And then right action. So through that mindful breathing, right, through mindfulness, we give ourselves that necessary pause, just like we do in those guided meditations, where I say, pause. Between the inhale and the exhale, we say that pause. Because that's what their breathing comes in. It's in that pause. And that's when we begin to understand what our preceding actions were to what our next action can be. Mindful breathing, that's where we get our balance, the peace, so we can truly experience and see all beings and situations for what they are, and without preconceived notions, without those stereotypes, without criticizing or belittling. It's the importance of not judging others. So our next Dharma talk is March 7th. Maybe 6 o'clock. It's a Monday. It's always on a Monday. From 6 to 6:30. But again, you can always watch the replays whenever you like. You're also warmly invited to join us for any number of our weekly sanghas all throughout the week. Our healing sanghas for trauma survivors, veterans, our rainbow sangha, and our teen sangha as well. There's a group for you, a place for you to nurture the Buddhahood within you, and a place where you can feel safe. So I do the veterans specifically. Maybe, I know I've mentioned it before, but I myself am a veteran. I served in the Marine Corps for 13 years. And so I have some insight as well. If you do find our videos and other materials helpful and insightful, graciously ask that you do like and subscribe as well. And don't forget what we talked about tonight. Practice that. Practice that empathy, that compassion before you make a judgment towards anyone, regardless of whether you know them or not, whether it's a social media post, your next door neighbor, your son, your daughter, the guy driving down the road, the guy walking on the street. And let those judgments not arise. Be curious. With that, my dear Sangha, I thank you warmly, graciously, very appreciative of your valuable time and spending it with me this evening. And then we shall see you all again in 2 weeks. You are always welcome to contact us with any questions or for guidance or any ways that we can help. We're more than happy to. Anyway, with that, my friends, I wish you all a night of peace and ease.